man, I got bit everywhere. Every place you can think of except for my special parts. Freaking mosquitoes were biting good yesterday. And man, we got a lot to talk about here, folks. My plan was, as good as everything was going, Maria's with her family. So I pretty much got the whole weekend to myself. And I was going to do a review today, but I don't think that's going to happen now because yesterday was a dumpster fire of the highest order, man. Definitely going to need a couple more of these. I got a pounding headache. I thank God I was able to keep my cool for the most part. I've got freaking mosquito bites everywhere on me. Not just from yesterday, but today. And I think I got a random one flying around in here somewhere I got to try to catch. But I don't even think I'm going to need these today. These are giving me a headache too. What a day, folks. What a day yesterday. I don't even know where to start this live stream. I really wanted to do a review today. I don't think that's going to happen. I did make some sales, so that's good. Not the kind of sales I was hoping for, but I did make a couple on eBay. And my eyes are all fucked up. It is so hot and humid outside. Well, I hope the rest of you had a great 4th of July. It was for the most part, was a great 4th of July yesterday. My boy's birthday was yesterday, so him and I joined forces to have a birthday celebration for him, but unfortunately things really took a god-awful turn. It's very hard to talk about because it's such a shame, because for most of the day, it was a pretty good day. It was pretty good until probably 7 o'clock-ish when things all of a sudden did a 180. And you would be hard-pressed to have anyone that was there speak against me or any of us that were at that pool that were celebrating our friend's birthday party, because it took one girl to fuck everything up. By the way, before I begin, hit that like button, everybody, if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate it if you do. Subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. You know what to do. I don't have to tell you if you know how YouTube works. If you want to help the channel to grow, you know what to do. Subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the bell. All that good stuff. I do live stream regularly. And check out my eBay store. The link is in the description box below. I did get a couple of eBay sales this weekend. Not anymore. Not anymore. I don't support him anymore. I was an avid Trump supporter, but I stopped supporting him. If you go to my eBay store, you're going to see my MAGA hats for sale. He has let us down as Trump supporters, in my opinion. What the hell is this? Oh, there's always one on a Sunday. Every time I do a Sunday live stream, I always get somebody doing the Jesus thing. I mean, I don't take offense to it. It's just it's commonplace now on my live streams. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, my support for Trump has weaned substantially because, he's supposed to be the president of no wars. Meanwhile, we got two conflicts going on simultaneously with Iran and Russia and Ukraine. He was talking about stimulus money from the tariffs that he was going to give to all of us. That hasn't happened. Everything that he's been pushing for, the Supreme Court, which has majority conservatives in the Supreme Court, the defamation case, all right, was thrown away. The anchor baby thing, that was thrown away. So it's just a lot of things he's been failing because he's been overstepping his reach. And I voted for him all 3 times that he's run for president. But this second term has not been what we were hoping for. I mean, even Tucker Carlson turned on him. Mr. Good Citizen, yeah, that is what the government does. No matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, if you're on the left or on your right, or you're a centrist, or maybe if you're a moderate, or maybe you are apolitical, if you just look at this from an outsider's point of view, they're just empty suits who only care about one thing. It's their fucking wallets. And I have learned my lesson through this. I really was an avid Trump supporter. But over time, he's not really come through for somebody like me. I mean, I like the fact that I didn't have to pay taxes on my business this year, which was great. But the tariffs are killing me as a YouTube content creator. Here, I got an example of it right here. Missing link Ultra Magnus, which, by the way, go check out that video. YouTube is suppressing this video for whatever reason. I have no idea. But the fact of the matter is, this was an over $200 toy. I've showed Bayern Munich jerseys that I've ordered from their website. I'm a German soccer fan. I paid a $30 tariff on top of shipping and on top of taxes already that were put into place by Germany themselves. So I'm paying a double tax on an item. A jersey that I reviewed here should have been like a $50 or $60 jersey, turned out to be a $90 jersey because of Trump's tariffs. And he was talking about stimulus checks. That hasn't happened. Gas prices are still insane. So what changed? It's bullshit. No matter which way, he can sign all the executive orders he wants. Nothing really has changed. Yeah, I mean, the ICE arrests and all that stuff by bad people. The problem with what Trump is doing, and I'm going to say this because I know people that are in this position, that if you're already engaged in the process, why the fuck are you being deported? Go after the bad guy, like he said he was going to do. The drug dealers, drug smugglers, PDF files, going after kids, human smugglers, that sort of thing. You go after that ilk. But you got people that are here that are already in the process, and now you're going to go ship them back home? That's ridiculous. You know why? Because I have to pay to get back in. Money, money, money. It's happened right here in my town. Right here in Pineville, North Carolina. You look it up on YouTube. ICE arrest, Pineville, North Carolina. It happened right around the corner over here at the strip mall where I live, at Walmart. That they locked the guy up. Whether or not he had a criminal record, that's not for me to say or to judge. The simple fact of the matter is you have a lot of people that are legitimately trying to become citizens, and those people that are already in the system are being deported, which is ridiculous. Go after the bad guy. That's what he said he was going to do, and he's not doing that. He's going above and beyond. Everything he does goes 2 steps further than what he said he was going to do. The tariffs are out of control. Gas prices are still insane in my area. I'm surprised they did come down a little bit. But it's the tariffs, folks. That's the big one for me. As a YouTube content creator, I'm a toy collector. I'm a jersey collector. They got sneakers I get here in the States. But things like this, Missing Link Ultra Magnus, this is an over $200 toy. It's already expensive enough as it is because of the engineering that went into it. I did 2 live streams about this guy, and I did like a non-review of him. And yet, this is what we get. This is what we get. Where's the benefit to the American people? Where are the stimulus checks he talked about? Why do I, as an American citizen, have to pay $30 or $40 more to have a piece of plastic that is really meant for kids? Let's be realistic here. I do this as a hobby. And this is what we get. I'm the president of not having any conflicts or any wars. I've made peace all over the planet. Bullshit. Russia and Ukraine are still duking it out. Now you got Israel and fucking Iran duking it out. And all four countries are like, Trump, stay the fuck out of it. They want to bomb each other. Let them. Let them. I've reached that point in my life where it's like, they want to kill each other. Let them. We have no business being involved in foreign affairs when it comes to that. Unless, of course, it gets, it interferes with our interests, like that great crude oil. Know what I mean? What's going on, Gooey? How you doing, my friend? But that's how I feel about all this. My thoughts towards him, towards Orange Man, have changed radically. And a lot of my viewership has also said this in some of my live streams in the chat, how they feel about Trump now. A lot of us are turning on him because we're not supposed to have wars. We are the nation of no wars. We're not going to start any new conflicts. Bullshit. Israel is still duking it out with Iran, and Russia's still duking it out with Ukraine. We're still paying tariffs on things. Gas prices are still outrageous. Why am I wearing sneakers indoors, by the way? Oh, pine greens, Nike SBs today to match the outfit. Got on the gray shorts, the New York Cosmos Franz Beckenbauer kit, by the way. I shouldn't be wearing sneakers indoors anyways. I got to vacuum this carpet anyway. But besides all that, man, he's gone way too far, in my opinion. The Supreme Court is turning on him now. Amy Coney Barrett and the rest of them have turned on him. Justice Kavanaugh has turned on him. This is not what we voted for. It's the same bullshit again. The same bullshit. But I really don't want to get into the politics of it. I'm glad, at least you're hearing it come from the horse's mouth. Excuse me, I was a very fist-pumping Trump supporter. Not anymore. Not anymore. He has done some good things as far as law enforcement is concerned. Trying to force some of these big corporations to use American-made labor, American-made parts, things like that. Yeah, we should be completely detached from the rest of the world. Unless by demographics alone, like coffee, let's just say, if we have to import coffee from other nations that we cannot grow here because the nature of the land or whatever it may be, or the climate, then we have to negotiate with other countries. Otherwise, we could do it ourselves. What the fuck? Jesus. $200 or more for a goddamn toy. You're looking at it right here. Go look on Google. Look up Missing Link C10 Ultra Magnus, what these are going for. And as a content creator, it sucks because, not just as a collector, but, making videos for my audience, it's like, in my opinion, I have a good feel for the room when it comes to my audience, right? Most of you are probably blue collar. Some of you are not quite, you might be conservative, but you're more centrist than anything. Some of you can even be leftist. Again, like I said, as long as people don't push things in my face, I don't give a shit what you do. You want to wear a leather Bugs Bunny outfit with a ball gag in your mouth hanging upside down, being beaten by a baseball bat, with your partner, whatever, who it is, do it. Just don't make me like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it, period. Go do it in your home, behind closed doors. Not out in the street where kids can do it. After that, fuck it. Who cares? You know what I mean? Everybody's making a big stink about this shit. And that's always been my position. I make fun of it. Yes, I do. I do make fun of it. I satirize it. But after a while, at the end of the day, I pay my rent. I pay the bills. I put food on the table. Me. But as a collector making content here on YouTube, to have to shell out $200 and something or something like this, that's a lot of money. And I guarantee a lot of people on YouTube watching this stuff can't afford these things. I'm lucky I can. But eventually, the fucking money dries up, or it's too expensive. Like sports cards now, you're getting more for less, what they call shrinkflation. And that's going to segue into the topic that I want to get into today about what happened yesterday. That I've seen it in the past. Many of you have I've talked about this with the have-nots. From my knowledge, what I know through the grapevine, 6 of the have-nots have been evicted or left on their own accord because of legal pressure. One of which, a white woman over the holidays came knocking on my door, who now left the property talking about fucking machetes. And I'm like, holy shit, man. The next day I went right to the office and reported her for coming up to my door, fucking psychopath. And apparently she had a reputation here on the property, and now she's gone. Thank God. Just like the woman downstairs. You got to see what it looks like down there. I'm not going to show it on camera, but there's nothing but garbage. It looks like a fucking landfill downstairs. People are losing their shit collectively in this country. You can't blame race. There's something else going on here. I don't know if maybe people are allowing it to be race. I got to get these glasses off. I'm getting a headache. I don't know what's happening. A lot of shit has happened. You guys have known what's happened with me over the past 2 years. Yesterday was an example of it. And I would be hard-pressed to find anybody to speak up against my buddy. My buddy and myself joined forces to have a birthday party for him. If you saw my YouTube short yesterday, which of course YouTube suppressed that one, it only got like 40 views, but whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I don't make a big stink about the numbers really, but I'm like, come on, man. But if you watch that YouTube short, I'm in the pool, set up. I had my knockdown table, which I set back up again for my sports cards here in my home. I brought down the hibachi. I had table, a couple fold-up tables, chairs, a big-ass cooler filled up with beer and soda and juices and water and all sorts of goodies. I fried up hot dogs, hamburgers. My boy's family brought over chicken and shrimp, and it was just glorious, man. The whole day was awesome until, again, like always, some fucked up outsider who has no business being involved with our show that we were holding for him. I mean, show is in like, the whole barbecue, the whole setup. This one random black girl was hitting on every fucking guy in that pool, including me. My friend was making fun of me, as a matter of fact. One of my female friends is making fun. Hey, man, that chick is into the cook. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I got a girlfriend now. I'm not going to fuck around. But she's flirting with all the guys in the pool. And I'm behind the sticks with the hibachi. My boys' family's bringing chicken. They brought all sorts of stuff. Hamburgers. I had sausages and dogs. And it was amazing up until about maybe 7:30-ish. And this one random WNBA basketball American, as I will refer her to, of course, with the fucking shenane attitude. I don't know if my friend's daughter got sick because of something she ate, or because she was drinking. We all were. But after a while, I think she started winding down because we were going full steam ahead. But again, it was fun. Everybody was dancing, and you get a feel for the room. I brought my radio, he brought his radio. Most of the people there love listening to modern hip hop. I don't. But again, I'm just one guy. You got to get a feel for the room, folks. You can't be like that. If I wanted to play heavy metal all day, if I wanted to play country music, pro USA music, I could do it all day. But again, feel the room. And because it's my boy's birthday party, I gave him control of the radio, let him listen to his music. His friends were requesting music. And it was just fucking picture perfect. All day. It was picture perfect. The kids are eating. The guys are drinking. Girls are dancing. You couldn't ask for a better 4th of July. On the soul of my father, whose photo is right there, who died last year. It was perfect yesterday until this one WNBA basketball American fucked it up for everybody. Like I said, my friend's daughter got a little sick. It was hot yesterday. Listen, yesterday I think it was like 100 degrees down here. And the type of foods and drinks we were drinking, a couple people were starting to slow down because it was really hot. And she may have gone maybe a little too far, so she decided to sit down and rest, and clearly something was wrong because she got into a fetal position, and she herself works in a medical field. And everybody was worried about her, including me. And of course, the one basketball WNBA American walks up to her. Nobody knows who this woman is. Nobody's ever seen her before. And again, she was flirting and hitting on every guy, including me, at that pool. Gets in my friend's daughter's face. And people are like, give her a fucking breathing room. You don't know her. We don't know you. And that was just the beginning of the end of the night. Because all of a sudden, My friend's family who was there said, "Hey, Walter, the food's disappearing." I'm like, "What do you mean?" "Well, first, did you eat? Because you've been sitting here cooking all day." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I got my plate down there. I got my small cooler. I set up a little table for myself underneath the big table that I have right over here that I bring downstairs with the hibachi on it. And, I'm taking a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of platanos, some hot dogs, little bits and pieces for me." So I was fine. I was doing great, man. Let me tell you. In that heat, I had the portable fan set up all around me. You couldn't stop me from cooking yesterday. I had a blast. Let me tell you, if you're a man, you know what that feeling is like when you're barbecuing for people, man. It's fucking epic. But all of a sudden, my boy's sister walked up to me and said, "Hey, Walter, what's going on with all the food? It's disappearing." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I didn't realize because my attention was focused on cooking. On the other side, on my 9 o'clock, people were lining up taking food. And most of those people were not with us. So the food was starting to disappear. So then before my friend's daughter got sick, she even walked up to me and said, "Hey, Walter, we better start covering this up. My aunt just told me that people are taking food and they're not even putting in, and they're just eating us out of house and home." I'm like, "You're right." So I pulled out some plates. She pulled out plates in aluminum foil, and we tried wrapping everything up. But as the day goes on and people are drinking, they're going to get, the drunk munchies. And that's what was happening. So that was going on, and I had no idea. Until, my buddy's sister told me that, yeah, the food's starting to go away. I'm like, what the fuck? And then there was the issue with my friend's daughter, whether or not she succumbed to the heat, or it was because she drank too much or ate too much, or a combination of those things. It wouldn't surprise me because it was very hot yesterday. And again, this one basketball WNBA American fucking injected herself into our get-together and caused all sorts of fucking ruckus. And everybody that knows my boy and knows his daughter were telling her to get the fuck away from her. Leave our boy's daughter alone. Clearly she doesn't want to be bothered. She wants to relax and rest. Leave her the fuck alone. Stay away from her. And she kept pressing and pressing and pressing. And it was starting to get uncomfortable. It was closing time anyway. It was like 7:30 and the pool closes at 8. So my boy walks up to me, "Hey, Walt, we better wrap up." I'm like, "All right, let's do it, man. Game over. Let's do it before it gets worse." And all of a sudden the shouting match starts because this girl was getting in my boy's daughter's face. I hope you're following all of this so far. And this girl was looking to start a fist fight. Now my boy's nephew, he's a pretty big dude. He's like my size, big guy. Pretty strong fella for a young guy. I had to hold him back because he was looking to throw down against this girl. He was ready to grab her and pick her up and probably carry her out the fucking gate. But I had to hold him back. I had to hold his sister back. And most of us who were there, a lot of us know each other. We're very close. We're close in a way that we know how we all are when we're together. But once you put us in a unit, it's like Voltron. You know what I mean? But this woman just kept fucking pushing the issue and would not leave well enough alone. Leave the girl alone. She's sitting in a chair. She's not feeling well. And you're fucking smothering her. Everybody said, "Leave this girl the fuck alone. Stay away." Who are you anyway? You're not one of us in our group. Get the fuck out of here. And a big melee ensued. And all of us, 100% of the group that I was with, were going against this fucking WNBA basketball American who had no business injecting herself into what the fuck we were doing. And then one of the assistant managers comes. I'm not even going to get into that. Just for the sake of professionalism, I'm not going to say what happened with that, but suffice it to say, I'm a 50-year-old man and I'm not going to tolerate being fucking screamed at like a little child. I was digging up dead bodies at that World Trade Center while she was still discovering what's in her fucking shorts. And meanwhile, myself and several of the men that were there were trying to break up this melee that was going on. But this one woman caused all this fucking chaos. So I'm wrapping up the stuff. I had the most stuff there, so I had to take some time to get it. I wanted to get everything at minimum outside the gate. Just pick up my gear, put it outside the gate. I'll worry about organizing, which I did a lot of it today. I brought back my one friend's cooler. I went to go speak to another friend of mine to let them know because I was babysitting. at the same time. You know, my buddy Jackson, who I always say Jackson Dart, he's a good kid. You know, he's been you know, he's been a really respectable kid. You know, and every time I go to the pool and he wants to go, you know, I network with the parents and, you know, the grandparents and all that. All right, bring the kid over or let him come on by. He knows what to do. And he followed my instructions to a T. I said, if something ever happens and I'm not around and I'm focused on whatever it is or there's trouble, you either go home or stay with one of the adults. And he did exactly what I told him. He went straight home. Good for him. Good for that kid. Very really respectable kid. And I went over there today before I did this live stream to let his family know that he was a good kid. I haven't messaged his mom today, too, to let him know he was a good kid. He wasn't involved in anything that happened. He listened to me to a T to go home. But little by little, I started taking my shit out, and then fucking cops showed up. Pineville PD, my town cops came. And I hear the yelling coming from behind the fucking clubhouse there. This girl is resisting the cops. The cops specifically told her to get the fuck out. I heard it as clear as day. You gotta go. You gotta go. Keep your mouth shut and go. They didn't want to arrest her at first. They were willing to let her go if she just would have shut her mouth. But of course, black privilege gets in the way, and she wouldn't stop fucking talking and stop yelling. Then she came back into the pool. Big black police officer, this is a guy that's a real professional. His patience, God bless this police officer, because the caca coming out of her mouth towards this officer and the other officers that were there, she was asking for it. And I'm trying to get my shit out of there and trying to maintain my cool, you know, especially now with the police there. I'm not getting myself into trouble. I'm not going to get any of that heat on my shoulders. Fuck that. I'm still taking my stuff. Then she said, I forgot exactly what it was she said, but the cop said, one more time you say anything, I'm going to arrest you for disorderly conduct or something like that. And of course, she didn't shut her mouth, and the bracelets came out and they handcuffed her right on the fucking spot. And that's when she started kicking and screaming like a fucking idiot. And serves her right. Good for you, Pineville PD. Good for you. You finally getting applause from me after all the bullshit I went through with you fellas from last year with my ex-girlfriend that had me falsely arrested and falsely accused me of shit that I never did. Trying to get a fucking RO put on me for nothing. Bullshit. Charges dropped. Now I can clap for them. Because now they're actually doing their jobs for real troublemakers. But thank God one of my friends here next door saw I was struggling to put all my stuff in the car, and she came up and helped me load up, and now I drove us both back here. I said, come up to my patio. You want a beer? Yeah. So I turned on the red, white, and blue lights, and I put on the big spotlight that I got here on the patio and had a beer or two and took a shower, called it a night, got a good night's sleep for the most part. Woke up, not too bad, had a little something to eat. And then just little by little, I cleaned my friend's cooler, I bleached it out and scrubbed it and all that, brought it back to her. Went to go talk to Rebecca's mom, not Rebecca's mom, Jackson's mom. Cleaned up my table here so I could put my baseball cards back up here so I can, you know, get my business thing going. I actually pulled one card that sold, the Basayo card, that actually sold. Because the price on this one card has dropped. It was at one time, I think, $89. Mine sold for $30. And other cards like it have sold between $30 and $35. That's how low the prices have dropped on some of these premium cards. And I think there's a Riley Green I sold, which I should pull it right now. While I'm talking about it, that would be kind of smart, right? So I don't forget. If I can find them. Nope. I know I got a couple of them in there somewhere. I got to check my inventory. God, I got enough Pete Alonso cards to plug my wall if I ever got a hole in it. Oh, it wouldn't be in this pile. This is the unlisted pile. I'm sorry. I lied. It's in this pile. I'm sorry. My bad. Should be in this pile. Still got a lot of Mookie Betts cards. Oh, shit. Did I run out? I might have to refund this customer. Or do I have another one in there? Give me 1 second here, folks. I want to make sure I keep up with myself. This does happen sometimes. This does happen sometimes. I probably forgot to re-sleeve. Ah, there it is. Boom. So I got to re-sleeve it. It's in my, this is what I call my re-sleeve pile. So these are the Card Saver ones, the soft shells, or whatever you guys want to call them. I just got to re-sleeve it. That's all. That's fine. That's easy. Already got it in a penny sleeve. I just need a blank top loader. And I'm out of top loaders. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. They're right here. Sorry. And I still got like another 300 to go. And I think that was the last of my Riley greens. I have to look in my inventory. And I can't remember what the third one was. Oh, it was a Nick Kurtz Ray Wave. That's what it was. It was a Nick Kurtz Ray Wave that I just listed. Might as well pull that card out. And there it is, right up on top. Boom. So those are my orders for the weekend. Not as much as I would hope it to be, but if she cared about you or half decent, she would have been over at your party. No, that's you're misreading what I'm saying. You know, she's got a life and a family too, and if she wants to spend a holiday with her family, she can do that, because we've been seeing each other for about 3 weeks straight. And I know her son has been sick. That much I know is a fact, because she sent me photos of him and her in the ER the one day, because he had a high fever and she got worried and took him to, I think, Atrium Health, which is one of the 2 hospitals we have down here. So, and if she needs a break, she needs a break. And when I need a break, I need a break. So if she wanted to spend time with her family, she's allowed to do that. I'm not going to berate her or put her down. That's her prerogative. And it was good for me anyway, because, you know, she's very shy. And she doesn't like a lot of attention on herself, which, you know, that's how she is. I can't force people to do things they don't want to do. It's not my place. I'm not the arbiter of free thinking. She does not have a man. I'm telling you, she doesn't have a man. I know it for a fact. She's with her son right now. And the kid has had like a 101 fever. 102 fever, very dangerous fever. So she has to do what she has to do as a mom. I'm telling you, that's how it is. I know that for a fact. Her and her son were up here on my patio. What was that? Sometime, it was what? I forget, like a week and a half ago before he got sick. We were out there. I laid out the blanket. I cleaned the AstroTurf a little bit, laid out a blanket, and we were out there having like a little bit of a picnic, I and her son. So, but I know it for a fact that you know, the kid's not feeling well. So what am I supposed to do? Drag her out of her home? That's stupid. That's a real stupid take. I'm sorry. I got to be honest here. But with all that being said, you know, what happened yesterday, I saw that there was a major shooting in New York City in my former home. As a matter of fact, I think in the Rockaways or something like that, where kids got shot. I don't know what's going on with fucking people, man. I really don't. I don't know why people are declining in their behavior like the way they are. I can't explain it. There's got to be something more. You can't blame Trump. You can't blame Democrats. You can't blame Republicans. I think people are losing grip on reality these days. I think social media has a lot to do with it, where people actually think themselves to be superstars. One idiot that was in there had one of, like, I have my camera rig here in my home, plus I have the big rig back there that I used to use. I rarely use that thing anymore, because most of my videos I either do over in my kitchen on the little tabletop or with the swing arm that I got here, the boom arm. But yeah, he had one of those semi-professional streaming, what do you call them? Fluorescent light, LED light things. And he's doing all these weird dances and stuff like that. People are losing touch with reality, in my opinion. I don't know what's going on these days that people are just collectively losing their shit and not behaving the way they're supposed to. I don't understand it. There was no reason for what happened yesterday to have happened at all because of one person that fucked it all up for everybody. It's only 12:30. Oh my God, it feels like it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon already. But I got a lot of stuff in my car I still got to take out yet. I definitely want to get a couple more eBay listings. I'm content with some of the listings I got now because obviously I made some sales, which I need. I definitely need to make some more sales, hopefully soon. But, yeah, this was uncalled for. And it's putting me in a very difficult position because, you know, I earned my reputation here. People, even the adults now are calling me Mr. Walter, which I'm not used to, or Uncle Walter. You know what I mean? I'm not used to that. I'm very modest when it comes to that because I'm nobody. I'm not trying to be pretentious. I'm not trying to be a superhero. I'm not looking for the pat on the back. But, you know, a lot of the parents now, you know, who I've given snacks or they have kids who I've given snacks to and things like that. You know, they're like, listen, you're always taking care of the kids. You're always looking out for our kids. And we appreciate that. Nobody looks out for our kids. You know, we always don't have eyes on them like you do, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate that, man. And that's a position to really, really take respectfully. You know what I mean? And like with my buddy Jackson there. You know, when I go downstairs, I'll bring food out that I'll cook up here and bring it down, or I'll bring out the George Foreman grill and cook it down there, or the hibachi like I had yesterday for this get together we had. But it's now forcing me to reconsider doing anything for anyone around here ever again. Because when you got people that are like this, that are so unhinged, and don't consider that not only are you dealing with other adults and you're looking for a fist fight, we got kids in that damn pool. And I take that very seriously. I'm at that age, man. I was a wild child when I was younger, man, but them days are done. I'm now going to be 50. I'm 49 and change years old. I am done with the drama. And what I saw yesterday was just shit. And it wasn't our fault. Certainly, I'm not taking any blame for that. What happened yesterday? One WNBA basketball American fucked it all up for us. And when the cops have to get involved, it's not a good look. And now it's making me think it's really not worth putting myself out there and doing the things that I've always done for the kids around here, and even some of the adults. You know, some of the senior citizens that are around here, they're like the only exception. There's a couple senior citizens that have trouble walking. One had a stroke. You know, if I see her walking up and down the sidewalk or up and down the street, whatever, you know, I'll tell her, come in my car, I'll drive you wherever you want. I don't want nothing for her to eat. She'll put $5 in my hand. I'm like, ma'am, please stop. I appreciate you offering, but just stop. I'll drive you. You want to go to Metro Diner? You want to go to Walmart? You want to go to Food Lion? I'll take you. You know, whatever. Don't do that. You know what I mean? That's not why I do things like that. You know, I just want decency, dignity, and respect to be brought towards me. That's all I want. I don't want reward. I don't want cash. I don't want to be bought off. I don't want the pageantry. Just treat each other decently. That's what I want. That's what I've always wanted. But this shit, and again, this is not the first time there's been things like this happening. Look what happened with me last year. That my home was under threat because I did the right thing, because some other asshole pulled out a 10-inch steak knife on one of my neighbors downstairs. And by the way, he still lives here. Go figure that one. But 6 of the have-nots, to my knowledge, either voluntarily or involuntarily, no longer live here. Thank God that there are no more random knocks on my door asking me for fucking food, money, ice, rubbing alcohol, aspirin, cups, toilet paper. Like, what is this? The fucking Red Cross? That's why when we do things like we did yesterday, when all of us come together and we combine forces, man, there's nothing that can stop you as a neighborhood. It's not the C word. Fuck that C word. You know what I'm talking about. It's a neighborhood. And when a neighborhood comes together, there's no stopping us, man. And I had such a great time out there yesterday. All of us had a great time. We were all saying it until one woman fucked it all up for everybody. Because she had to inject herself into our good time. That's how much pressure I got in my head. Got that popping in my ears. And ruined it for everybody. My boy's daughter wanted to be left alone. Everybody told this woman, leave her alone. I'm trying not to mention names here. Leave her alone. She's clearly not feeling good. Maybe it's too hot outside for her. Maybe she drank too much. Maybe something she ate didn't agree with her. Leave her the fuck alone. And this woman would not do that. People told her to get the fuck away from this girl, and that's what started the whole thing. Anybody would be hard-pressed to stand against my boy and his family because of one asshole that nobody knows that helped herself eat our food, drink our drinks, and then go bother this girl. There's always one. There's always one tumorous cancer to fuck everything up for everybody. And it's tiresome and it's draining. And anybody that was there now is going to be frowned upon. For no reason at all because of somebody else's bullshit. And that is not narcissism. And fuck anybody that even tries to use that word. I saw it on the news, even today on YouTube. I was going through some of the news channels from New York. They're like some of the only news channels because I want to make sure, because my family lives up there. I get a little concerned about the things that happen, especially now with this Mamdani, whatever the fuck his name is, the new mayor, this commie socialist mayor that they got up there. I've been seeing some horrific things coming out of New York these days. Well, they did it to themselves because most of them are left-wing socialist Democrats anyway. But with all that, aside, I'm like, man, somebody got shot. What was it, in Coney Island, I think, that I saw? I'm going to look right now. I forgot. Give me a second here. When did I see that? Let me go into my watch history here. I just saw that this morning. Oh, that's another thing with them marching through New York City. Death to the USA, huh? Mow them fuckers down with your car, boys. Where did I see that? Yankees highlights. All right, these are videos from yesterday, but what did I see? National Guard flips picnic tables. Where did I see that? Oh, there it is. Coney Island mass shooting update. 4th of July cookout in Coney Island. By the New York Post. People are losing their fucking collective minds, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I made a decision a while back that my support for certain ideologues out there is done. I'd rather just rely on myself. And if like-minded people agree, that's fine. If you disagree, that's fine too. But people are losing their collective minds these days. I don't know if I'll get a copyright, as long as there's no music. I got it muted anyway, just in case, but I want to see this news report. I mean, technically, I am commenting on it, so it is considered free speech. All right, so there's no music, but I mean, geez. What kind of 4th of July is that, man? And that's what's so disappointing about what happened last night. So disappointing about what happened last night. And it didn't have to happen. Didn't have to happen. And now the rest of us who had a good time had to pay the price. I hate to bring back that old 1% argument, but it's valid in this case. The 1% fucked it up for the 99%. The one have screwed it up, or have not screwed it up for us. Now, who knows? I guarantee we're going to get some email or some sort of thing. Not fair, folks. Not fair at all. And this is the world we live in, where people simply cannot control themselves. What we got here? Okay, that's nothing. We'll look at that later. Doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. People are losing their collective shit. The kids are having a good time eating hot dogs. I had me a couple pieces of chicken with some of the shrimp that they brought. I had probably 2 cases of beer in the cooler. Everybody was behaving themselves, laughing, dancing, singing, having a good time, man. Like how it should be, how it's supposed to be. But instead, one fucking idiot, the red ball and a box of white balls fucked it all up. What a shame. What a shame. You know, when I see things like that on the news in my former hometown, it's like, damn. Like, enough is enough, folks. Enough is enough. Give it a rest, man. Like, people are willing to kill just to say that they were right. It's sad. It's very sad. That I think my time of going out of my way for the people around here is now over. And I take no joy in saying that, because I like to see the look on the kids' faces. Then the parents will come up to me, give me a hug. You know, some of the moms give me a kiss on the cheek. Thank you for what you do for the kids around there. You know, at least we know that there's somebody else keeping an eye out from the bullies and the thugs. And that's what it's supposed to be like, man, looking out for one another. But when you got have-nots like this, there's always one. There's always one. You can tell how disappointed I am. You know, it's the first year I haven't had my dad. It's now a year and a month since my dad died. Well, a year and so many weeks since my dad died. Oh, that's definitely not happening. Yeah, oh, believe me, that has not happened yet. I promise you, that has definitely not happened. You know, I mean, we joke around with the kids a little bit sometimes, but no, I always keep Gatorade. I keep water, at least in my cooler. Gatorade, or fruit juice, or water, or soda, or something that they can drink. But we joke around with them sometimes, the adults. There's always adults. Let me tell you, I wish you can understand, like, the type of relationships that I have here on the property with some of the people, where, like, you know, they watch the kids, I watch the kids, we're looking out for each other's gear. Nothing gets by us. That's what makes this whole thing so shocking, because this person was like a chameleon. You know, and for the fact that, you know, my boy's sister turned around and said, hey, Walter, the food is disappearing. I'm like, what do you mean? Where's all the food going? I'm like, oh, I know. I had some. I've been giving it out to everybody who I know. You know, oh, almost said her name. My boy's daughter every so often would come and help me, pack up hot dogs and put ketchup on the dogs and, put the trimmings on the hamburgers and cheeseburgers and all that sort of thing. Everybody's looking out for each other, man. That's what's so disheartening about this whole situation, is that this person was like a wolf in sheep's clothing. But that would never happen with the kids. That's never happened. It won't happen. Hell no. Happy 4th of July, Big Mama. What's going on? How you doing? Unfortunately, it was a dumpster fire yesterday. Hey, if people you don't want have a plate, could ask kindly. Yeah, this person owes you $5 or helps you clean it up. There were some people there who personally offered me food because they do barbecues. A lot of people do barbecues in there. A lot of people have beer and stuff, whatever. And it becomes like a swap meet after a while. Like the other day I was sitting in there. I didn't feel like swimming. I just went in like my regular clothes. I brought a couple beers in a cooler, nothing too heavy. And we had a blast. We had a fucking blast. The girls offered me corn and chicken. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not hungry. I already ate. I got off to a late start. I was doing whatever it was I was doing. And I finally sat downstairs and they offered me food. I'm like, well, you ladies want a beer? I got some in here. And they're like, sure, why not? But I appreciate you offering me food. It's like that kind of thing. It's so bizarre. You know what I mean? It works like that sometimes. With some of the neighbors here. I always appreciate at least the offer. You know what I mean? But in this case, in this scenario, how this woman snuck into our circle and nobody really noticed it. I mean, I should have picked up on it when she hit on me. And I'm like, maybe she's one of my boys' friends. I don't know. That girl who came back for a patio beer, you should have given her stop. Nah, she's a good person. As a matter of fact, surprise, she's actually a lesbian, my next door neighbor, and she's cool as fuck. Surprise, folks. See, people think they know me when they don't. I don't talk about everything on camera, but the girl that lives next to me with her and her partner are having a little lovers fight right about now, or lovers quarrel. So she was the one that helped me get my gear out of the pool to bring it up here. And I said, fuck that, I'll get it tomorrow. You want a beer? Sure. She came up here and sat with me and we had one or two and called it a night. But yeah, she's alphabet, but she's cool alphabet. She's cool alphabet in my eyes. So, and she's one of them people I'll stand up for if somebody fucks with her. Just like the rest of the guys. As a matter of fact, all the guys on the property know her next door to me. She's good people. Yeah, she's good people. So there you go. Little spoiler alert, I guess you want to say. So, but today's another day. I still got a lot of stuff in my car I got to take out. I actually have a pair of flip-flops that I have to bring over to my friend. I brought her cooler over, but I didn't know the flip-flops that were inside my car were hers. So I've got to bring them over to her later on, give them a good cleaning and all that stuff. I degreased my table here. I got to degrease my hibachi, which is still sitting in the car, but I have like an old pillowcase that I put it in so it doesn't get everywhere, or at least limits it. So I'll clean that up. I can do that at my leisure. I don't have to rush to do that. I can do it. And it's too fucking hot outside. Alexa, what's the current forecast?
The current weather is 95 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can look for some sun and thunderstorms, with a high of 96 degrees and a low of 72 degrees. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
No. No. Supposed to say no problem. Whatever. I missed all the story, and we'll go back and watch. But how's the new woman? She's doing all right. We're taking a little bit of a break. Her son got a little sick. Unfortunately, she sent me a photo of him in the hospital with her. Got a little bit of a fever and all that stuff. The father's involved. So I'm staying far away from that. I'm staying far away from that. But, we've been going good for a little bit here. So, she told me, I think Friday, that she's going to, because the son has been with the grandmother this whole time. So yesterday they had to take him to the hospital and all that stuff. I got photos and whatnot of him and her together, which is cool. Unfortunately, the father of the kid is involved with this now. I don't want any part of it when it comes to that. You know, that's what comes with the territory, unfortunately, and that's like an understood thing. But otherwise, we've been doing pretty good. You know, we messaged each other this morning, you know, how's it going? Everything fine? And she's like, I'm good, you know. I'm still with my son, blah, 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 blah. So she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. Did you ever tell the story of why your ex came to your house? Yeah, I did that in a previous live stream. Oh my God, was that a dumpster fire? And my current girlfriend was scared shitless. So I called this, coincidentally, the same guy whose birthday party we threw yesterday was the one that I called to come up to my patio to chase this girl off. And it got close to me calling the police on her, and I didn't want to do that to her, like what people have unfairly done to me. See, I'm not spiteful like that. But eventually we ran her off my patio, but that caused a little friction between me and this one, but now that's over with. So, but yeah, it's just, geez, man, like people are just losing their collective shit. People are losing their minds, man. Everybody's losing their minds. It's like the Joker says, everybody is losing their minds. Ay, ay, ay. Introduce a little anarchy to the established, or however he says it, and everything becomes chaos. I don't know the words or the line word for word, but did you ever tell it? Oh, I just read that. Never mind. Yeah, so that's really it. There's nothing much to talk about. She's gone. Goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen, ciao. Nothing really important to talk about. As long as she don't come back here, otherwise she's risking getting arrested for trespassing. She shouldn't even be on this property anyway. What's up, USA? That's a name I haven't seen in a while. Catch me up. I'm just getting here. So real quick, I'll give you the very, very short abridged version. So my boy and myself joined forces. It was his birthday party. He's been planning a birthday barbecue. He wanted me to bring down the hibachi and all that stuff so that we can have control of one corner of the pool, which we did successfully. Everything was great. Everything was fine. You know, I let him use my Bluetooth. He brought his own Bluetooth. You know, I manned the grill. And it was just, everything was going fantastic, man. It was like a 1980s high school party or a college frat party. It was amazing, man. But one girl who couldn't control herself fucked it up for everybody, and a big fight broke out. 100% of my friends and neighbors that were involved with this man's birthday party were on his side because his daughter got sick either from the heat, because she drank too much, something she ate, or a combination of those three. And this one basketball American female, a WNBA basketball American female, would not leave my boy's daughter alone. And she was balled up in an embryo position like this in one of the beach chairs. And everybody kept telling this woman, leave this girl alone. She's not feeling good. But she kept pushing and pushing. And a big argument and fight nearly broke out. The cops came. And the girl that started all the problems got arrested. Got handcuffed right in front of my face. So I don't know what kind of fallout is going to happen. It's Sunday, July 5th. I guarantee we're all going to get emails tomorrow. But all of us are on the side of my boy. Everybody is on his side because he did nothing wrong. I certainly did nothing wrong. This one fucking woman ruined it for everybody yesterday, unfortunately. From 9 o'clock in the morning, I set up shop by the pool. Had my little leaf blower out there blowing away all, because we got like these little red cherry blossoms now that are starting to fall to the ground. Cleaned up for everybody. It's like, geez, man. Should I get drunk and go to Jenny's? Oh, Jenny's old news, man. I don't even talk about her no more. Forget her. She's got her monkey, man, and she's trying desperate to, like, you know, show herself off. Her face has ballooned to like a basketball. I took one look at her. She looks like the Great Pumpkin. I don't care. Yeah, we're still good. The two of us are still good. You know, we're taking a little bit of a break. I kind of knew it was going to happen. You know, her little boy got sick. I think he had like 101 fever or something like that. So she had to take him to the hospital, which, you know, I've seen photos of the kid. And And now she's just relaxing with him. Unfortunately, the kid's dad is now involved because of it. There's nothing, I don't want to get mixed up with that. And we kind of need a little bit of a break because we've been going full steam ahead for, the past 2 weeks or something like that. So it's nice to have a little bit of elbow room. We might see each other tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen. She'll let me know. I'll probably message her, but there's still stuff I have to clean up from yesterday. I got chairs in my car. I found flip-flops and clogs, and there was booze that I found that I think belongs to my boy and his daughter, that I held on to because I didn't want to see anybody take it, or take it. I didn't want to see anybody take advantage of that situation, so I brought the stuff to my home just in case. And, I started giving back little things here and there to people that I had in my vehicle. Cleaned out my cooler, cleaned off my knockdown table here for my baseball cards that I barbecued on yesterday. But it's got nothing to do with her. Yeah, that's going fine so far. It's picture perfect. But yeah, this other thing is just... people are losing their minds, man. People can't behave themselves. They can't hold their liquor. They can't control themselves. Everybody wants to be a superstar and a rock star and wants attention. This girl was flirting with everybody, including me, and I turned her down. Most of the guys there turned her down. Some of the girls that noticed it were saying that she's hungry for attention, whoever this girl is. Nobody knows who she is. And it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Did I forget to... Okay, I got plenty of juice on my phone. I'm trying to get into the habit of not leaving my phone plugged in. When I do live streams, I don't want to burn my battery out. I want it to drain naturally so it doesn't swell or anything like that. But, yeah, it was just a mess. It was a real mess. It was a picture-perfect 4th of July until that happened. I was so disenfranchised. My LGBT friend that lives next door over here came up to... Well, first she helped me clean up the mess that was out there. That was my stuff. Loaded it into my car, invited her over on the patio, turned on the red, white, and blue lights, shared a couple beers, had some laughs. Fireworks are going off in the background. And this is the first year, I think that I just didn't care if it was the 4th of July anymore or not. I went right to bed. What a shame, man. I feel so sorry for this guy. I really do. Because he did nothing wrong. His daughter did nothing wrong. I know I did nothing wrong. No one better accuse me of doing anything. I did absolutely nothing wrong except for trying to be a peacemaker. But that's how it is. You can't have a good time, folks. You can't have fun without one asshole screwing it up. That's how it is. Jeez, let me turn off this light because it's so bright outside. It's fucking with my camera. So I'm wasting electric here. Forgive the fading of the light. Yeah, it's because I had that lamp on right there, and I got the door closed because it is hot out there. I don't want to waste the AC. But yeah, it's really disappointing that you got people that are like this that just help themselves. And this was a very specific get-together of my crew, his crew, and a few people that we do know who, put food and drink into the mix, And yet again, just like everything I've been talking about in my past live streams, you got the whatnots, or have-nots, I should say, that just... My eBay sales have been rough. Yeah, mine too, as a matter of fact. I mean, I did get 3 sales this weekend. I actually pulled them cards during this live stream right there. So, yeah, my sales have taken a bit of a nosedive. I mean, I have been getting sporadic sales, but not in the frequency that I once was. I was getting maybe 10 to 12 orders on a weekend, and now that's been reduced to like 2 or 3. And maybe 1 or 2 during the week. That's why I've been trying to change up my eBay sales a little, because there's still some things I want to sell that are not sports card related. But those things as well, I'm having a hard time selling. It's just people are not spending money. It is the 4th of July weekend. People are on vacation, barbecuing, buying fireworks, all that sort of thing. And people just don't have the disposable income. And unlike, I do shill my eBay store and I do shill my coffee link once in a while. but I can't force people to buy things and spend money. It is getting brutal. If Penny Pounder was in here, Penny Pounder would probably post as well, because Penny Pounder is an eBayer as well, and even he's saying it too, that he's having a rough time. All of us are. It's just nobody's spending money. This goes back to what I started off in this live stream talking about, Trump and why I stopped supporting him, because this is an example of it right here. The Missing Link Ultra Magnus that I got from Hobby Link Japan, that I had to pay an extra $30 to $35 or whatever it was for the tariffs for this guy. Nobody has disposable income. People are being forced to spend money. Trump is supposed to be the big money guy. What happened? I'm getting some cloud cover. Let me turn the lights on. I got to use the restroom anyway. I've been sitting here for an hour, so I should stretch anyway. Yeah, if that's one thing I kind of have to do these days now, is get up every so often to stretch, because I got a bad habit. I'll sit here for 2 or 3 hours and not move, and that's no good for the back or the legs. Not sponsored, by the way. Dr. Teal's, I love this stuff for my feet. Be right back, folks. Don't go no place. Let me just check the chat here real quick. Thanks for being patient, everybody. Let me go get a refill of my stuff. Did this die out? Yes, it did. Yep. Dead as a doornail. Fucking nerve of people, man. Let me tell you. Oh my gosh, folks, what a hell of a day it was yesterday. I wish I can explain to you how much fun we all had until that woman threw a wrench in our gears. What a real shame. Well, now that we got into the conversation of eBay, I might as well do a shameless plug to you folks that are new to the channel. Or if you are existing customers of mine, check out my eBay store. Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box below, or if you want to make a small one-time donation to the channel, click on the coffee link below. Thank you to everybody that has done so thus far. I am having a problem with one customer. I might as well I was going to do a separate video about this. I do have a problem with a customer who bought a Topps 2023 Topps Chrome Mitchell and Ness Ronald Acuna Jr. The card was scanned in their neck of the woods on July 3rd, which was Friday. I mailed the card out a week prior to that. So it took time for it to come. The person immediately filed a fucking respond request that their order wasn't delivered. And meanwhile, when I checked the itinerary, it clearly shows it was scanned in their area, which means it could be delivered by fucking Monday, if not Tuesday, because this is a holiday weekend. And either this person's trying to get a free card or is trying to fuck with my 100% status on eBay. And there are people that'll do that intentionally. See, with most of my listings, because I have 100% seller status, my listings get elevated to the top. If not, at least I'm in the top category of the, because the way the algorithm works, it instantly pushes you to the top unless you promote yourself. And I've been getting emails from eBay wanting me to promote my listings. They're already taking 13%. And if you do choose to promote, I recommend doing it at 2%. Because by that time, they're taking 15% out of your take. 15%, that's a lot of money, man. You know, especially if you're making hundreds of dollars at a time. That's a big take for eBay. You know, and cuts into your profits. I mean, 13% is a pretty big take as it is already. But, yeah, I'm feeling the pressure, too, on eBay. A lot of people are. I'm not the only one. You know, I sold one of my MAGA hats recently. I sold a few sports cards. I sold one of my Transformers directly off my shelf. It was the Netflix Soundwave, I think I sold with a couple of cassettes. Now I got the Seekers up for sale because I got Studio Series Thundercracker. I got Skywarp and Starscream on order. So I don't need the War for Cybertron Seekers. And I think everybody's just dumping them on eBay because these guys are vastly superior. Because I got all these review units here that I paid for, by the way, and plus with your donations and sales and whatnot. Yeah, Krenix is one. The Voltron that I've showed on camera a few times, the mini Voltron. I want to get the Vehicle Force one too. But I still got this guy to review. There's a lot of stuff to review. I pulled out the remaining He-Man figures. These can't be the only two. There's got to be 3 more left, right? So I got Merman. That's got to be reviewed. Web Store. That's got to be reviewed. And of course, the classic Beastman. He's got to be reviewed. That Beastman is epic. I'm saving him for last. That's one of the best Beastmans I've ever seen. The sculpting on that is just incredible. Out of all of them, I've got to say, I hate to admit it, even more than... I've got to say, the top 3 favorites in the cartoon collection, Beastman is definitely one of my favorites, just because of how good he looks. I thought I had Trapjaw. No? I got to look in my closet. Ugh. Oh, I did Trapjaw already. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm a dope. I still got to do Studio Series Hot Rod. Haven't got to him yet. And I got the big boy here. Big Convoy. Big Convoy Henshin. I still got to review him. I kind of want to watch Beast Wars Neo. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll marathon that sucker today because I'm not doing anything. I kind of want to get some more eBay stuff done. I still got like 150 slots, I think. And of course, we got He-Man and Skeletor right here I want to review. Oops. I mean, I got Adam and the Sky Sled that I want to review. So there's still stuff. There's still stuff to go over. I got the perfect picture, Optimus Primal and Megatron from when I first started the channel that I never reviewed, still in its box. I got Star Trek starships I want to review. I mean, you know, it's just finding the time to do it. You know, and I wanted to do a review today, but after what happened yesterday, I'm like, nah, I better not, because I have to feel it, man. I have to have a feel for it. I have to be nice, relaxed. Excuse me. I don't want to have any negativity. You know, I want to have that good karma floating around me, you know. And I have to be in a certain mood. And just today, after everything that happened, I'm exhausted from what happened yesterday. Yesterday should have never have happened, but again, another outsider fucked up our good time. And that's that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm feeling it on eBay. Everybody's feeling it right now. You know, the gas prices have a lot to do with it. The high cost of food has a lot to do with it. I myself am now tapping into resources I shouldn't be tapping into. You know, but I know my eBay business has taken a hit. A lot of other eBay, like Penny Pounder was in here, like Big Mama's saying in the chat here. A lot of eBayers now are getting scalped because nobody's spending money. Nobody has disposable income because of all this bullshit. Factor that on top of a very warm streak. Like down here in the Carolinas, we've had straight 90s for like, I mean, we have got substantial rain. Thank God. We've needed the rain for a while, but it's the heat. And people are spending their money on air conditioning, on liquids, on water, on food. So it's rough all around, man, for everybody. Unless you've got money to burn that you can roll up into a cigar and light on fire and smoke it. Well, you know, you kind of have to grin and bear it a little bit. So, but just, you know, thank you everybody for supporting the channel again, supporting my live streams and the videos and what have you. I have noticed a very strange observation on my channel that I seem to get more views on my live streams than I do on my review videos. I don't know how that's possible, and I can't explain why. It just is. I don't know. I don't know if I should reorganize the channel and just become somebody that just does blogs like an Asmongold or something like that. Or just keep doing what I'm doing and have it be like a mixed bag of stuff. Do like the reviews, do my opinions, do my live streams. You know, because this channel is just multifaceted anyway to begin with. You know, because I do talk about multiple subjects in my live streams. But as far as the reviews are concerned, you know, lately I haven't seen that much growth. I mean, probably the biggest review I did so far was the Topps Chrome Black box breaks. And everything else has been kind of like lately, so I don't know. Maybe it's the tags I'm using. Maybe it's just my videos suck. That could be it too. You know, I mean, my videos are pretty straightforward and stripped down. I don't like fancy stuff. I think it's pretentious to have fancy backgrounds. And a lot of YouTubers make that mistake, man. They get these big studios and fancy lights, and then when their viewership drops off, unless you have a consistent audience, man, you spent all that money for nothing. How much did I spend on this? I went to Micro Center to basically refurbish a used boom arm that attaches to your desk so I could do my live streams. The whole setup cost me $30, $40 at most. So, doesn't pay. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to have me some lunch. It's now 5 minutes after 1. Listen, thank you everybody for joining in this afternoon live stream. Sorry I haven't been live streaming at night or anything like that. It's just with everything that's going on and what happened last night, man, I'm taking a breather. I kind of want to watch Beast Wars Neo. I haven't seen that in a while. Or do another Star Trek marathon. Watch some random videos. I don't know what I'm going to do. But thank you everybody for supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my eBay store and my coffee links. And that's pretty much it. Until next time, everybody. If I feel up to it, maybe I'll do a review today, tomorrow, who knows. We'll see. Check out the community page. Usually that's where I put my ideas first and foremost before anything. So take care. God bless. Stay safe. I'll see you all very soon, folks.